This short story is my past, present, and future. When I was at the age of 4, my mother and my father separated. I was okay with this because I was used to being only with my mother and my sister. My dad always worked out of town, so he was rarely around in the first place. About 6 months later, my mother put me in my first sport, soccer. I don't remember much about that season, but my mother said I really enjoyed playing. But I didn't get along well with the coaches. I was very shy and never talked to them. I continued to play soccer until I started playing baseball. I started playing baseball when I was age 6. I loved playing baseball because I liked to hit the ball. I was a natural. Since I was good at baseball, I started to have confidence. My shyness started to decrease. I was starting to open up to my coaches, but still I would only listen to my mother. I was like this because I was raised by a single mother and never really had a father figure in my life. The most remembered moment in my young life has to be when I was in 3rd grade football. It was my first year of football, and I had 2 of the greatest coaches of my life, Judd and Sean. They were 2 young guys that would do anything for me. They were different than any other coaches. They showed favoritism, which isn't a good thing, but it was towards me, and I enjoyed that. They were the true meaning of a coach. Loved to win, but wouldn't stress winning to us kids. All they would stress is having fun and being disciplined. I was the quarterback that year and the middle linebacker. We ended up winning the championship. And once we won that last game, they came up to me and told me I was going to be a good kid. Just keep my head straight and concentrate in school. This really didn't mean that much to me at the time, but after looking back at that comment, it meant the world. Once I entered middle school, I played basketball, football, and I ran track. I really connected well with the track coach, Mr. Dufford. He was an older coach that was really short, but he was filled with tons of knowledge. Later on in his life, he would become my high school senior teacher. But the reason I remember him so well is because he taught me the best thing I ever learned. He taught me that winning wasn't everything. He taught me this because I wasn't used to losing in anything, and when I would lose, I would have the worst attitude. Once he taught me this, I wouldn't let losing get to me. I would just learn from my mistakes and fix them. Losing was actually the best thing for me because I could see my weaknesses and fix my weaknesses to become my strengths. I would become a better person and a better winner. High school was devoted to one man, the man I still to this day say is my father, Mike Carter, my high school football coach. From day one of high school, he had his eye on me, making sure I did everything perfect. If I was in football, I had to be the best and to do much more work than any other player on the field. He would test me every day. Most of the time, he would just see if I would break. He would run plays just to try to beat me. I loved when he did this because about 80% of the time, my defense would beat his offense, and he would get mad and say that the defense was cheating. But even when I wasn't in football, he and I would eat lunch together or watch film or even talk about each other's lives. We would talk every single day because he was my high school homeroom teacher, so there wasn't a day I wouldn't see him. He was the reason I started playing lacrosse. He started lacrosse at our school and persuaded me to play, and I'm glad that he did persuade me to play. Lacrosse ended up being one of my favorite sports. But all in all, the main reason of where I am today is because of Mike Carter. I would not be anything without him. I would not be the man I am today. Whenever we talk, I thank him for everything that he has done for me. Growing up playing sports and having great coaches had made me want to become a high school football coach. After growing up and having many great coaches, I have realized that my coaches are the ones that have made me who I am today. When I become a coach, I want to change children's lives, just like the way that my coaches have changed my life. Also, I wanted to add, most of my coaches were my teachers. This, I feel like, has influenced me to become a high school teacher. Being a teacher has always been a goal of mine since I was young. I want to change children's lives, just like my coaches have changed mine. As we conclude this short story, your kids will be in safe hands if they come to play for my team, or if they come to my school to learn about history. My goal in life is to be a life changer. I want to be known as the greatest coach and teacher ever to live.